Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Convocation Center here in blisteringly cold California, Pennsylvania for today's women's basketball matchup, where your California Vulcans will host the Lions of Penn-State Beaver. My name is Hunter Garman, and joining with me today is my good buddy and partner in crime, John Sape, who we actually did unmute his microphone. John, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's a pretty action-packed day. Martin Luther King Day, presidential inauguration earlier this morning. Obviously, the women's basketball game here in the Convocation Center and the national championship football game later on tonight. So I'm glad that we can be a part of the action-packed day today.
Yeah, it's a very action-packed day. Bunch of things going around across the country, but here we are today in the Convocation Center for women's basketball, and I believe you have the starting lineups for it.
Yeah, we'll start off with the visiting Lions from Penn-State Beaver, starting number 0, the freshman guard from Chippewa, Pennsylvania, a graduate of Blackhawk High School, Jaden Tesh. Up next, number 3, Katie Enderly, the freshman guard from Darlington, Pennsylvania, also a graduate of Blackhawk, so the freshman Blackhawk duo in the backcourt. Alongside them, number 13, Taylor Woodruff, the sophomore guard from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a graduate of University Prep. Up next, number 21, Emery Black, the sophomore guard from New Braunfels, Texas. And finally, number 44, Claudia Siegfried, the sophomore guard from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And for your California Vulcans, the usual, one small change over the weekend. Talia Gilliard had just a couple of back-to-back phenomenal performances out today. So in her place, Alicia Young, the usual starter, the 5'10 junior forward from Keys Rocks, PA. Number 4, Nina Shaw, the sophomore guard from Saxonburg, Pennsylvania. Number 5, the senior guard, Ayanna Williams from Cleveland, Ohio. Into the lineup, number 23, Alicia Harris, the 5'9 senior forward from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And finally, the 5'9 senior guard, Sierra Bermudez from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, rounds out the 5 for the Vulcans.
Yeah, definitely going to be an interesting matchup here. As you said, Talia Gilliard coming off of 2 very, very stellar performances in the last 2 games. I believe over 20 points in both of those games, so definitely
26 against Clarion here on Wednesday, and over the weekend against UPJ, 23 points in that one as well. So a couple back-to-back performances from Gilliard.
As we get underway here, ball is tipped in favor of California and given to Shaw. Over to Bermudez at the top on the far side, down to Harris, over to Williams. Williams with a quick pull-up jumper, off the back of the iron, no good. Rebounded, bobbled around, and given back to Bermudez. Shaw on the far side. Bermudez tries the long 3, off the side, no good. Rebound, a little bit of a high dribble there. Rebound and bobbled around again. Bermudez for 3, off the side, no good. Finally rebounded by Enderly.
Yeah, just a couple of missed shots and a bit of a sloppy play to start the game here for both sides.
As that rebound's blocked away there by Harris. Shots put up, no good. Picked up, I believe that's Woodruff. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Shaw.
Yeah, pretty feisty underneath the glass there. I don't know how Woodruff was able to get up over top of Harris there to grab that board.
Bermudez for 3 on the side, no good again. And that'll be rebounded by Enderly. Woodruff now on the far side for the Lions. On the dribble drive, going to take it herself. And the layup is up and good off the glass.
Yeah, just great drive by Woodruff that time, able to get past her defender and into the lane, and nobody on the Vulcan side on defense able to rotate over and to contest that easy layup.
Shaw gets it over to Young to try and get out of some trouble. Gets it back to Shaw. Over to Williams on the far side. Down low to Harris. Tried to find Williams on the cut. Shaw tries the 3. In and out, no good. Rebounded by Black.
California already 0 for 4 from behind the arc so far, shooting a team 28% on the season, so not the greatest mark, and they're just trying to establish that 3-ball early, just unable to get one to go so far.
Good defense by California, showing definitely pressure up in man coverage. Losing it there was Siegfried. Gets to Woodruff, and that's going to be a live ball. Picked up by Shaw, has the easy shot, no good, missed it. Gets it back to Harris. Over to Bermudez. Bermudez tries the 3, and that one gets it to go.
I mean, they needed one to go finally. 1 for 8 from the field, but California will take the 3-pointer, and that's someone that they need to get going. Sierra Bermudez is just a lethal sharpshooter from behind the arc in the absence of Talia Gilliard today.
Good defense by California, showing pressure at first. Able to get it away, and a foul will be called.
Yeah, Alicia Harris picks up the foul, and that's someone that the Vulcans often see get into some foul trouble. Someone that is just so crucial offensively underneath the glass, able to grab the offensive boards, and defensively, one of the defensive anchors on this team, also great rebounding underneath the basket as well on both sides of the court. So someone that they want to make sure doesn't pick up another foul here in this first quarter.
As some subs came in for California, Nina Shaw had a seat on the bench. Trinity Baylog came in for the Vulcans.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things where if you miss a layup like that right underneath the basket, Coach Strom not too happy about that. He's going to give Baylog a little bit of run here in the first quarter.
It's a nice look there as Black goes to the rim. No good. And picked up by Young, who's now bringing it down the court for California, trying to set things. Gets in a little bit of double team trouble. Has to try and get rid of it. Has that tipped away. Picked up by Tesh. Tesh now on the drive. Decides she's going to take it herself. And a foul will be called. And I believe she'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, that was just some great defense leading to some good offense there by the Lions. Just a double team set up by Tesh and Black just past half court, and nobody able to get in a good position for Young to pass the ball off to, and leads to the turnover, sends Tesh to the line.
First shot by Tesh is up and good.
Tesh on the season just under 70% from the free throw line, 9 for 13 coming into this contest.
And she missed the second one off the front of the iron, rebounded by Williams, who will push it up the court for California. Has to try and get rid of it, and over the head of Trinity Baylog as it goes out and hits the scorer's table.
Just, some sloppy play early on here from both sides, just kind of getting those early game jitters and just trying to get the rust off, so to speak, and just a careless pass that time from Williams, just trying to evade the pressure.
As a new sub comes in for California, that is number 14, Macy Sardone, coming in for Sierra Bermudez. Some other subs come in for the Lions as well. Number 20, Morgan Prevost is in. As Williams gets it to Young, and Young on the layup all by herself off the glass and good.
Just some smothering defense that time by Williams. Just rips it out of the hands of Tesh, and just a nice pass up ahead to find Young for the easy 2.
That pass taken away by Sardone. Able to get it to Baylog, who pushes it up the court for California. Gives it to Williams, who's going to try for 3. Off the back of the glass, no good. And that will fall out of bounds, and it'll be Lions basketball.
Yeah, both teams not off to the greatest start. 4 turnovers for Penn State Beaver, 2 for California, and the Vulcans 2 for 10 from the field, just unable to get these shots to fall so far. And if you able to knock down a couple of them, it would have been a much wider gap as another turnover by Penn State Beaver.
Yeah, it's going to be Purvos on the double dribble. It's going to be a turnover here and on the Vulcan side of the court. Actually, they're going to move it up a little bit to the Lions side. As Williams will inbound, try and get it to Baylog, which is successful. Gets to Young, over on the near side, over to Harris, over to Williams. Good ball movement, looks for Young down low. Young with a quick jumper, off the glass, good.
And Young is really was trying to refine that form. Just one of the leading scorers, the leading scorer in this Vulcan team, struggled in a couple of games throughout this stretch, and another turnover by Penn State Beaver.
As Young picks that one up, thought about the shot. Baylog for 3, off the side, no good. Rebounded by Williams, kicks it back out to Baylog, working against Purvost, loses it there for a second, and it's going to stay Cal basketball as some more subs come in for Penn State Beaver. As number 44, Sigfield, goes out. I believe Woodruff comes back in. And number 32, Bailey Reek, comes in. Inbound to Kamaya Williams. And that shot is up and good.
Yeah, for her first touch of the basketball after just getting subbed in, Kamaya Williams able to finish on the inside. Someone that we saw a ton of last season and just slowly starting to get more burn this year.
There's a good look underneath there as the layup by Bailey Reeg is up and good. Williams now on the fast break, working against Reeg, and the layup's good.
Yeah, that time, Penn State Beaver just too slow to get back on defense. The Vulcans had a couple of numbers up in transition.
Woodruff just kind of throws it up there in desperation, doesn't fall. Rebounded by Williams, who brings it up on the fast break. Harris, almost all alone, gets it to Sardone, and the layup's up and good. Good offense there by the Vulcans.
Yeah, great passing by the Vulcans, and again, just Penn State Beaver too slow getting back on defense that time. Harris just all alone in the middle of the court, able to just pick her spot.
Great defense there by Harris, able to knock that one out of bounds. And that will be the media timeout.
California after that on a 13-3 run after the first basket of the game, just really able to settle in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, as we look at some of the team leaders for California, Young at top with points per game, then with Harris, I believe that is rebounds, then assists is Shaw, and steals, Talia Gilliard at 46, one of the top stealers in women's basketball right now. And also minutes per game is also Talia Gilliard at 31.6. So overall, few stars here for California, looking to get them going here in this game.
Yeah, and the Vulcans won't shy away from playing some great defense. Like we always talk about, one of the hallmarks of a Coach Strom-led team is they're going to play their hearts out on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to make it uncomfortable for the other team. And so far in this game, Penn State Beaver 2 for 7 from the field. That's a measly 28%. And 6 turnovers in a little less than 6 minutes. So California is really being able to control them on that side of the court and really forcing a ton of mistakes out of the Lions.
Yeah, Coach Strom, definitely a familiar face here in California. On her 14th season, assisted by Katie Tetzlaw and Adie Gumbert and Kelly Sabo, who are both volunteers. For the Lions side of things, Tim Moore is no stranger to the program, as this is his 12th season here at Penn State Beaver. So both coaches well experienced with their squads. As the inbound here will be done by Morgan Prevost. Inbound to Woodruff, back to Prevost. The ball is fought for. The jump ball will be called, and I believe possession is in favor of the Lions.
And again, just another well-timed double team sent by the Vulcans. It was Sardona and Baylog able to just force the loose ball, and luckily the Lions were able to hop on top of it, force the jump ball that time.
Woodruff passes to Prevost, who loses it there, and a foul will be called, and I believe it's going to go against Olivia Huffman.
Yeah, that time it was Prevost just trying to turn the corner, and Huffman just stuck out a little bit of that hip, just forced her to the ground, and she's a little slow to get up, as it looked like she took a hard hit, and I think she will get substituted out of the game. Emery Black will come back in here for the Lions.
Yeah, it's good to see that Prevost getting up there, able to walk off the court under her own strength. And the inbound to Woodruff to start. Brings it to the near side wing. Kicks it over to Tesh down low. Tries to find Black. Black with the spin layup up and good.
Some great passing that time, and the Lions just trying to apply a little bit of pressure here against California, and another turnover.
Loses the ball there. Tesh to Black. Black again on the dribble drive. Has stopped. Gives it to, I believe, that's Enderly. She gets the layup, I believe. Or not. Ayanna Williams on the drive. Loses it there. Picked up by Woodruff. Woodruff now back the other way for the Lions. Sides is going to take it herself. Desperate throw up there. No good. Rebounded by Sardone. Gives it to Baylog, who's under a little bit of pressure. Has to try and get it past the timeline. Is able to do so successfully. Trying to get it now to Kamaya Williams. A little bit of double team pressure there. Kicks it all the way out to Baylog, who's all alone for the long two. Got it.
And those are the shots that the Vulcans need to start hitting, these long twos, these threes, just forcing them to respect you so that you can open up the paint on the inside where you have a couple of key players.
Enderly behind the back pass to, I believe that was Reed. The shot was no good. Rebounded by the Vulcans. And now Williams on the break. Quick floater up, no good. Rebounded by Baylog, though, and the putback is up and good.
And again, it's another chance where the Lions just don't have anybody on the back end just coming back on defense. The Vulcans 3-on-2, and even if you miss the shot like the Vulcans did, you have another extra person there to grab the offensive board.
Foul will be called there on Ayanna Williams as Enderly tried to turn the corner. Gets wrapped up. That's her first, the team's fourth of this quarter. A good bit of subs will come in. Baylog, Ayanna Williams, and Sardone will come out. And Shaw, Bermudez, and I believe Young will come back in. Black to inbound for Penn State Beaver. Able to get to Woodruff. Had to pick up the dribble. over the top pass picked up by Black. Tried to get it to Rieg, and that pass just sails out of bounds.
There may have been a tip on the way through by a Vulcan. I think Shaw may have gotten a piece of it and will maintain Lions ball down.
Good block there by Olivia Huffman. Vulcans continuing to show great defense on this side of the court. As Woodruff to inbound for the Lions. Gets it out to Rieg. Thought about the shot, doesn't take it on the dribble drive. Blocked away again by, I believe that was Huffman. Again, the Vulcans just showing great defense underneath the net, denying everything that they try and put up.
Back-to-back blocks by Huffman, just great defense that time, shuffling her feet, keeping with the player.
And that pass is tipped, or the shot is tipped, and the shot clock violation, and it'll be a turnover for California.
Just some miscommunications here by the Lions, just unable to get a shot off that time, just a misplay. I think they thought maybe one of the shots got off the rim and they were able to get a fresh shot clock, but good defense once again on another possession by Cal.
Bermudez open for three, off the back of the iron, no good, but the Young rebound and put back, no good again off the front of the iron this time. As Woodruff now up the timeline for the Lions, working against two defenders, and again, Olivia Huffman called for the blocking foul.
And that'll be the fifth, so Penn-State Beaver in the bonus for the last 1:48 here of the quarter. And again, we always talk about it. These are kind of the avenues teams can take to not fall too far behind and to just kind of keep themselves afloat in a game like this at the free throw line. If you're able to knock down your shots, you're just you're able to always stay in that rear view mirror, not quite out of it. In California, 5 fouls to nothing in this quarter, really struggling from preventing Penn State Beaver from going to the line here.
As both shots by Woodruff are up and good, brings it to an 8-point game with 1:45 and counting left in this quarter. Young makes a nice move on the dribble drive herself, has that fouled, and it's good. Count it. She'll go to the line for a potential 3-point play.
And that time, you saw what she was going to do every step of the way. That time, Young had a player open in the corner. I think it was Bermudez, and decided to keep it herself in amongst the traffic, able to finish with the contact. And that's something that she's one of one on this team, where she's able to kind of create her own shot like that.
And the shot's up and good by Young, making it a 3-point play for the Vulcans to extend the lead to 11. The 1:30 and counting. Black at the top on the far side, working against Young. Gets it to Kashmir Ralph. Over to Woodruff now. Tries to get it over, and a foul will be called. And they're going to get a charge call on Woodruff.
And Woodruff that time just a little bit too aggressive in the paint, and great positioning underneath the basket by the Vulcans, just able to take that charge and get your team another possession here at the end of the first quarter.
Lions showing heavy pressure as Shaw works against Woodruff, able to get it across the timeline, and Shaw is just going to take it herself. Actually gets it to Harris. Over to Bermudez for three. It's good.
And that's one that Bermudez would like to see fall 2 for 6 now from behind the arc. And like we talked about, she's one of the streakiest players in the game. If she's able to knock down a couple shots early on, then you're in for a rough night if you're the other team.
Woodruff working against a couple of Vulcans there. Shot doesn't fall, and a fast break from Kamai Williams to Shaw, and the layup is up and good.
She missed that layup early on. She does not miss it that time. Great pass ahead by Kamaya Williams, and Shaw does a great job of breaking, and another steal by the Vulcans.
Vulcans definitely no stranger to steals. She gets it Bermudez again for three. Rattles around, no good. Rebounded by Kamaya Williams, and the putback up and good.
Kamaya Williams just putting on a clinic right now in 5 minutes, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Really just doing it all here for the Vulcans in this limited playing time.
Woodruff working against Shaw, trying to find anything really as the clock winds down. Intended for Tesh, able to pick it back up, picks up her dribble, fought for and taken away. It's Harris, gets it to Bermudez, tries to get it to Shaw for the last second put up. No good. And that will end the quarter 27-9 so far. You're listening to Vulcan Basketball right here on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, and the PSAC Digital Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The Vulcan women's basketball team looks to continue its run of excellence into the 2024 season. Put on your red and black and cheer on Coach Jess Strom and her team towards another run to the postseason. Pack the convo for 14 home games for games against regional foes and the best the PSAC has to offer. Don't miss any information on the season by following Cal Vulcans on all social media accounts, and if you can't make it to the games, catch all the action on CUTV Sports 1 on YouTube and also the PSAC Digital Network.
1 in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Convocation Center after an electric first quarter. Well, not necessarily electric, but an interesting first quarter, to say the least, of play here. California up 27-9 over the Lions of Penn-State Beaver. What are your thoughts on the first quarter here, John?
It's just one of those games where coming into the season, Mercyhurst, no longer a member of the PSAC, moving up to Division I, one of those games where once the season approaches, you got to fill out the remainder of the games, those 2 missing games that you have. So you try to pick up a game anywhere you can, and a game where we're going to see a ton of people just get some run here for California, just trying to see what the talent they have deep down the roster just for the remainder of the season there. But California, on the offensive side of the ball, besides shooting threes, off to a great start. 10 for, I think it was like 18 from inside the three-point line, just really efficient on the interior in this game for California.
Black has that poked away by Shaw, and Shaw on the fast break layup, up and good. That's Prevost up the court for the Lions. Good to see that she's back on the court after taking that rough fall in the first quarter. And a jump ball will be called as Bermudez tries to rip that away. It will be in favor of the Lions.
California on a 12-0 run here in the last 2 minutes, and it's all through this smothering defense. As soon as a single player for Penn State Beaver gets a hold of the ball, the Vulcans are all over them, just forcing them into making some bad decisions and forcing a couple of turnovers like they did just there once again.
That pass is tipped away and picked up by Young. Young now decides she's going to take it herself, and the foul will be called and the bucket will count. And she'll go to the line for another potential three-point play.
And again, it's just Young going coast to coast, able to steal it away on the one end. And once she gets a full head of steam, she's really hard to stop, just able to penetrate into the lane. Just great touch around the basket finishes and with the contact as well.
As that shot is up and good by Young. Another three-point play for Alicia Young.
10 points now for Young, 2 rebounds and 2 steals in 8 minutes in this game for Alicia Young, outscoring the entirety of Penn State Beaver.
As that three ball there by Rieg is no good and just falls out of bounds.
Again, these are not high-quality shots that Penn State Beaver is taking. California is really forcing them into some ugly shots, and I mean, they'll take it. They're forcing a ton of turnovers and a ton of bad possessions on the offensive side.
There's another air ball there. That's Sardone, but picked up by Young. Young on the fadeaway two-pointer. It's up and good. That's Alicia Young's bread and butter. She shows yet more why she's such a vital piece of this Vulcans offense, as that ball sails out of bounds.
Just a bit of bad luck that time in from Penn State Beaver, just off of the foot and out of bounds. And now kind of the game within the game is how long can Alicia Young outscore the entirety of Penn State Beaver. Like I said, right now, 12 points for her, 9 in total here for Penn State Beaver.
As the sub comes out, Kamai Williams will have a seat, and Ayanna Williams will come in. Gets it to Young, over to Williams again, who tries the long two, no good. Picked up by Harris again, and the putback is good.
And Harris just showing why she is such an integral part of this team. Just does not give up on any single missed shot. Always in for something, and an offensive foul called on the floor against Kashmir Ralph, just setting a moving screen. And just the turnovers and fouls continue to pile up here. It's turnover number 13 now in this game, and we're not even 13 minutes into the game here.
As some subs for California come in, Alicia Young will have a seat on the bench, and Hope Hawkins will come in for California. As Hawkins is down low, shot up no good, rebounded by Tesh.
Good positioning inside that time by Hawkins. Just as she received the ball, was starting to fade away just a little bit, so couldn't quite get the shot she wanted.
3 ball there is good by Katie Enderle.
And that'll end a 19-0 run by the Vulcans, dating back to about 2 minutes left in that first quarter.
As that pass gets batted away and picked up by Black, and a backcourt will be called. It'll be yet another turnover in favor of the Vulcans.
Again, that's another one that's just a little unlucky that time, as Tesh received the pass as she was crossing half court and just laid that dribble down on the backside. So that's 2 turnovers in the last couple of minutes, where I think one came off of Black's foot, went out of bounds, and that time where Tesh just received the pass at the wrong time, and 2 turnovers, which wouldn't entirely fault the Lions for.
That pass sails over and picked up by Williams, all the way back to Shaw now, trying to get out of that double team defense. Shaw working against Black, gets to Williams, who drives the baseline, shot up, no good. Rebounded by Hawkins. Hawkins' putback is up, a good. Woodruff now working against Shaw. On the near side, drives the baseline, shots up, no good. Rebounded by Shaw after being bobbled around. Shaw up the court, gets it to Sardone. Sardone, quick dribble, and a medium range 2, no good. Rebounded by Hawkins again, gets to Harris, and the layup is good.
And just some great ball movement by the Vulcans. Sardone missed the shot, but one extra pass by Hawkins underneath, able to find an even better shot.
As I believe the ball goes off the foot of Shaw after the attempted rebound by Enderle. And it'll be Penn State Beaver ball. Woodruff to inbound. Gets to Enderle. Working against Sardone. Layup's no good. Picked up by Shaw. Up the court now for California. Sees the open lane. Gets to Hawkins. Quick range 2, no good. Fought for and picked up by Black. Gets it to Reeg, and the layup's good.
Yeah, some great effort in the open court that time, fighting for the loose ball, and Bailey Reeg does a great job at just slipping past the Vulcans defenders. Nobody got back in time to mark her, and just an easy bucket.
Foul on the floor as Harris got double teamed in the paint. I believe it's going to go against Enderle. That's her first and the team's third of this quarter. Shaw immediately inbound to Harris. Has it punched out, but able to pick it back up. Gets it to Shaw. Now working essentially on a 5v4 as Reeg lost herself a little bit there. Shot clock winding down. No shot, and a travel will be called.
Yeah, it was a move too good to be true that time. Harris receives it on that far side, just driving baseline. Euro steps inside, but just took one too many steps.
Woodruff up the court for the Lions, trying to get something going and some kind of answer, and a foul will be called, and that's going to go against Hawkins. Showing good sportsmanship there, helping Woodruff up off the court.
Great drive inside that time by Woodruff, just able to get into the paint, and we've seen her a couple times with that left hand, just able to cause some havoc, and Harris had to foul her that time.
First shot by Woodruff is up and good.
Into the game for California during that substitution. Maya Morgan checks in for the first time here for the Vulcans.
That second shot by Woodruff is no good. You can see with some of these subs coming in that Coach Strom is already feeling comfortable with her team and where they are sitting in terms of the score, as some of the second stringers will come in. Not quite all of them, but some of them. Williams at the near side elbow gets it to Harris, who's going to try for three. No good off the front of the iron. Picked up by Woodruff now on the break. Great defense by Harris. Picked up by Shaw. Gets to Harris. Now back to Shaw. Cross court, looked for Williams. Just a little behind her, and will sail out of bounds. And that'll be a media timeout. (40-15) the score with 4:47 remaining in the quarter. As we look at some of the team leaders for Penn State Beaver, points per game is Sigrid at 13. I believe that's rebounds per game is Enderly at 6.5. Assists is Black at 45. Steals is also Enderly at 37. And minutes per game is Black at 27.3. So a couple standout stars for the Beaver Lions, the Penn State Beaver Lions. And if you're Coach Tim Moore, what are you going over with your team right now?
You just got to play your game. I mean, I'm going to be honest. Coming into this game, Penn State Beaver has had a phenomenal, I wouldn't say phenomenal, having a good season in their own right. 9-5 overall, 6-1 in conference play. Like, they're doing just a great job. But I think both teams coming into this game, just at the level of that both teams are at, I think both of them kind of expected a California victory. So it's more about what the positives you can take away if you're both teams. If you're California, you come in this game, you kind of expect a win in a matchup like this. But what you're looking for if you're California is you're looking for just some good, solid play from kind of your rotational pieces, some of the people that you don't see quite often. You're just trying to see the level that they're at and their level that they can contribute at. And if you're Penn State Beaver, you're just looking at, like I said, any sort of positive just from this game, just maybe a couple of sets that you're working on offensively or some defensive rotations.
As the shot there got her own rebound by Tesh, both shots no good and will fall out of bounds. And some subs will come in as Young and Kamaya Williams check back in.
I think to go along with that point, that's why you see Coach Strom really quick on the leash with these substitutions, just letting players get a couple of minutes, and if they do something that she doesn't really like, she will immediately take them out. She's not afraid to let everybody and anybody get some time in here to try to shine and see what they got.
There's great pressure and defense there. Forces the Lions trying to get a pass off, but it will fall out of bounds. I believe that was Morgan on defense. Inbound is to Baylog. Baylog working against Woodruff, trying to get up the court. Loses it there. Be another turnover. Tesh now on the break, working against Kamaya Williams, and we'll get a kickball on Williams.
That's pretty heads-up play that time by Williams. Just a 2-on-1. Did everything she could to defend, and you have to pick up one of the people there. And that time she just stuck out her leg to prevent the pass from going through.
Great defense there by the Vulcans. That was Maya Morgan on Jaden Tesh, able to force the heavily contested, and a foul will be called. Not sure who that's going to go against. That's going to go against Woodruff. That's her second and the team's fourth of the quarter.
Yeah, that time as Baylog was making her way up the court, Woodruff just tried to slow her down to make sure that the rest of the Lions could get back on defense, and you're going to pick up a foul every single time doing that.
As Siegfried comes into the game, Young on the drive. Layup does not fall. Black now on the dribble drive, decides she's going to take it herself. Quick pull-up jumper off the glass and good.
Great move that time by Black, just able to find her spot in the paint, able to just get a nice hop step, stop her momentum, and get an easy jump shot.
Harris with a nice move off the glass and good. And great defense by the Vulcans, able to pick up their person and get the double team as that is tipped away by Morgan, I believe. And picked up by Harris, gets to Baylog, over to Young, right there. Unfortunately, it does not fall, but picked up by Kamaya Williams. Gets to Young again for the redemption, and it's good.
Yeah, just some unselfish play that time by Kamaya Williams. Had the ball in the lane and could have gone up with it herself, but just a nice dish underneath to Young, just waiting on the low block, able to finish off the glass.
Black gets it to Tesh, and it's off the glass and good. Bound to Baylog. Gets it to Williams. Has Morgan for the quick 2, and it's good. Black now trying to get something going before the half here. Gets it to, I believe that was Enderly. Layup was up no good. I believe Vulcan bench wanted to travel. No whistle will be blown. It's 3-ball up, rattles in and out, and picked up by Jaden Tesh. Tesh now up the court. Thought about taking it herself. Gets it to Black. Quick jumper at the foul line. No good. Made her own rebound, working against Morgan. Off the glass and good this time.
Again, some great hustle that time by Black. Misses the shot off the front of the rim, but just doesn't give up on it. Able to grab her own rebound and finish inside, and nearly gets a steal on the back end there.
As Enderly bats that out of bounds, trying to save the fast break. As Prevost comes in again for the Lions. Bermudez gets it to Harris down low, kicks it back out to Morgan. And the 3-ball by Maya Morgan is good.
Already has her season high in this one coming into the game. Only had 3 points all year. 5 now in this one for Maya Morgan.
The foul will be called on the floor. They're going to get Morgan on that foul. That's her first, the team's second of the quarter. It's an inbounded to Tesh. Handoff to Black, gets it to Enderly. Enderly working against Harris, trying to get somewhere. Gets to Reed. Down low and taken away by Harris. Harris now on the break all by herself. Layup no good, but rebounded redemption is good this time.
Hey, I don't want to say she's trying to pad the stats a little bit, but just a blown layup underneath. But once again, just she's too big, she's too strong, and she's just way too tall compared to everybody else on Penn State Beaver. Is able to grab her own board to finish the layup.
As Kamai Williams blocks that out of bounds, will be Beaver underneath the net. Inbound is Black. Gets it down low to Enderly on the take. No good off the underside of the glass. As the final minute ticks down as that pass is taken out of bounds by Prevost.
Hey, great hustle that time by Prevost. Just will not let Young have that open corner 3. Just came sprinting back, just like a bat out of hell, just trying to stop her from receiving that ball in the corner.
A great hustle by Prevost. Bermudez to inbound, gets it to Young, over to Harris. Young for the long 2, gets it up and good.
And Young having herself a day, 16 points now for 7 for 11 from the field.
Black tries the style points, no good, and they're going to get a foul on Kamaya Williams. And that'll send Prevost to the line for 2.
Prevost on the season from the free throw line. 59%, 16 for 27 from the line.
I believe she missed the first one, as the second one is up and good. 53-22 the score now as the final 30 seconds tick down here in the first half. Bermudez gets to Young. Young over to Morgan. Morgan drives baseline, kicks it back out to Bermudez. Got a 4-second difference on the shot clock and the game clock, so they definitely have to get a shot up if they choose. Morgan takes the 3 and drains it. Maya Morgan, what a shot.
Just nice give and go that time. Morgan able to drain another one. 8 points now for her.
As a foul was called, I believe that's going to go against Harris. As we can hear the bench insanely happy for their teammate Maya Morgan after hitting that 3. As Williams will come in for Harris. As Harris will pick up her second foul. And Penn State Beaver will call a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the first half.
You might as well just take the timeout, try to draw up some sort of play here at the end of the quarter just to get a good shot up. The Vulcans on a 10-1 run here in the last 2 minutes and 9 seconds.
Yeah, it's been all California this first half. I mean, the score 56-22. Turnovers by both sides, but I mean, it's been mainly all California and Penn State Beaver just trying to find some kind of answer to this explosive team.
Penn State Beaver in this one, 18 turnovers in this first half, almost 1 a minute here in this half, just not playing super clean basketball.
Definitely something that as they go into the locker room in the halftime that they're going to try to hopefully address is those turnovers. They've been proving to be detrimental as the inbound gets to Black in the final seconds. Desperation shot up, no good. And that is the half. Cal U 56, Penn State Beaver 22. You're listening to CTV Sports 1 on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. We have second half action coming right up.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human.
It's cold outside, and it's cold in the Convocation Center for some reason. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Convo for the second half of this matchup of your California Vulcans and the Lions of Penn State Beaver. Again, Hunter Garman joined with me, John Sape, and it's been a interesting first half, to say the least.
It has been a half of basketball where the Vulcans just entirely dominant on both sides of the court. As you can look up the screen for some of the first half stats, California just outpacing and outgunning Penn State Beaver. 25 for 51 from the field. That's a 49% clip. 4 for 16 from behind the arc. 2 for 2 from the free throw line. 29 rebounds in that first half of California. 13 of them on the offensive glass. And only 8 turnovers on the other side. Penn State Beaver, 18 turnovers in that first half. Like I said, that's almost 1 a minute in that first half. 8 for 31 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, 5 for 8 from the line, 21 rebounds. It has not been the cleanest half of basketball from either team, but California just commanding and dominant in that first half of play.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's definitely not been the cleanest for both sides. As we get underway here in the second half of play, inbound is to Shaw, over to Bermudez. Pass given to Williams, who loses it for a second, picked up by Young. Young on the quick pull-up jumper, no good off the side of the glass, rebounded by Enderle.
Yeah, and something else I just wanted to point out from that first half, 11 Vulcans in that first half logged minutes, 10 of them at least with 1 basket as another turnover here from Penn State Beaver.
We're going to get Enderle on the travel there. As you were saying, a bunch of different Vulcans getting minutes here in this game. As Coach Strom definitely comfortable with how her team is performing right now. So able to put in some of those second stringers to get them minutes, get them some reps in this game. As the pass down low to Harris, as the shot is up high off the glass and good.
It was a high executed pass that time by Bermudez, just threading the needle that time, and Harris wide open underneath the basket.
As that pass tended for, I believe, Black was the closest one, but falls out of bounds. It'll be another turnover for this Penn State Beaver team.
So the original game within the game was how long Young could outpace Penn State Beaver. Currently she's at 16. The Lions are at 22. The next game within the game is how many can they keep up with 1 turnover a minute. They're on 20 right now.
Shaw to Bermudez. Contested 3 and drains it. Sierra Bermudez was a little bit cold. That shot was about as clean as doing donuts in a Pizza Hut parking lot. Shout out Jonathan Sakaguchi.
I don't even know what to say.
Pass to Black. Sightfield for 3. Got it.
See for that time, just Siegfried just slinging it. Just a very strange release on that three-pointer shot, but she gets it to go. 3 points now for her first basket of the game.
Let's say 3 points is 3 points. As Bermudez there drains yet another three-pointer. Bermudez, as we said in the start, rather cold, but is starting to get hot as the sharpshooter, other than Talia Gilliard, gets going. Siegfried, that shot off the rim, no good.
Yeah, she's just one of the streakiest players that we have. If she's able to knock down some shots, she can be a menace. We've seen her go off for a ton of points back when she was at Clarion and last year here for California. She's had her moments, and so far 4 for 9 from behind the arc.
Williams, that 3-ball, no good. Rebounded by Harris, though. Dump off to Young on the break, and it's good. Woodruff now trying to find something going here. Decides going to take it herself. Layup up, no good. Rebounded by Woodruff. And that shot's up, no good. Rebounded by Williams, excuse me. Not sure what that was about, but Woodruff off the glass and then rebounded and off the glass again. I'm not sure what that series was about, but it ended in 2 points for Penn State Beaver.
And if at first you don't succeed, you try and try again. And it took her 4 times, but she was able to knock down the layup that time from
Bermudez driving baseline. Gets it to Young. No good. Rebounded by Harris. Put back is good. Black now on the near side, working against Harris, and that's going to be batted out and stay in favor of the Lions. As Kamaya Williams will check in for Ayanna Williams.
You always got to have one Williams on the court at all times if you're California. But, again, like we mentioned, 11 players so far in this game for California have made their way onto the court, just trying, like you said, just to see what they have. And the action here is another turnover caused by this Vulcan defense.
Yeah, Shaw was in there to break up that pass and picked up by Young. Gets it to Kamai Williams, and then Bermudez for three off the back of the iron. No good. Rebounded by Shaw, out of all players. Gives it to Kamai. Back out to Bermudez for the redemption three. Got it.
That time just a little bit more open. We saw her in those corners miss a couple of them long, and that time just a little bit further away from the basket, able to drain it. 15 points now for Bermudez.
Woodruff on the break. No good. Somehow able to get her own rebound, and a foul will be called. I believe it's going to go against Kamai Williams. Excuse me, Sierra Bermudez.
That's the 5th rebound for Woodruff. 4 of them have been offensive, just not giving up after she misses her shots. Able to follow up a couple of times in the last few possessions on a missed shot. Just able to, like we mentioned, she's not the tallest player on the court, but able to just fight for those offensive boards.
Siegfried in and out, no good on the 3 ball. That pass batted out by Harris. As a sub came in, Alicia Young went to the bench, and Olivia Huffman came in for the Vulcans. Inbound to Tesh there, working against Kamai Williams, trying to find something. Has to get rid of it to Enderly, and a travel will be called.
And Huffman, the only member of the Vulcans without a basket in this game, hasn't attempted a shot from the field, but has 2 blocks in this one, so showing some impact on the defensive side of the court.
Bermudez, long 3 off the back of the iron, no good. Picked up by Kamai Williams. Is to Huffman. Over to Shaw. Handoff to Bermudez. Again tries the long 3. Off the front of the iron this time, no good. Rebound bobbled around. Picked up by Kamai Williams somehow before she stepped out. Taking herself. And the layup is good.
Yeah, that's just a full effort play from Kamai Williams that time. Just grabbing a couple of rebounds offensively and almost falling out of bounds, keeping it alive and just fighting for that loose ball. Gets there just in time, able to just snatch it away from the Lions and able to finish off the glass.
Pass there by Rieg to Tesh. Able to keep it alive as Bermudez somehow. Kamai Williams picks it up. Williams to Shaw. Out to Bermudez. Tries the long 3. Off the front of the iron, no good. Picked up by Rieg. Now to Black. To Tesh on the break. Great defense by Shaw. She's able to knock that out and allow her team to get down the court.
Yeah, if there was ever a 3-pointer to Sierra Bermudez deserved to make, it was that one. Just a behind-the-back pass just to keep it from going out of bounds, and then just a little bit short on the 3-point attempt. But like you said, great defense, hustling back was Shaw that time, just able to just get back in transition and poke that one away, and we can take a look at the PSAC West standings.
Yeah, as we look at the PSAC West standings for women's basketball, Seton Hill at the top, still, I believe, undefeated in conference. Actually, no, not undefeated in conference play, I believe. Actually, no, they are. Then Edinburgh at 9-1, Gannon at 8-2. This is all conference play. IUP, then Clarion, then California at the bottom, Slippery Rock, and then Pitt Johnstown. And then also, as you can see, we want to stress this is a big game coming up here for the Vulcans on Saturday. They travel to Edinburgh. Women play at 1, men play at 3. Both these teams looking to try and get that win in Edinburgh, as both Edinburgh teams doing pretty well this season.
Yeah, just been a great year for Edinburgh basketball, like you said, on both sides in the men's and women's portions of the games. And we'll be up there. If you thought it was cold here, it's going to be a heck of a lot colder up in Edinburgh. So games at 1 and 3 on Saturday, CUTV. We will be there covering those matchups.
Be interesting to see how much snow they get up there.
They get way more than we do, and that's saying something because we've had quite a bit. So you don't want to mess out on those. Check in here on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC network. And a substitution for the Vulcans, Gia Piscatelli will check in for the first time this game for California.
And judging by our producer Gary Smith's reaction, a fan favorite here at CUTV. Inbound to Rieg. Defense by Harris. Great defense. Gets to Black. Bobbled around and picked up by Huffman. Shaw tries the long pass to Harris, who just couldn't hold on and loses it out of bounds.
It was a good idea that time by Shaw. Just had Harris alone underneath, but a couple of deflections on the way through, and Harris just couldn't cleanly pull that one in, just bobbles off of her hands out of bounds.
Rieg on the near side. Great defense by Huffman, trying to find something, able to take it away, gets it over to Piscatelli, able to save it, gets it to Shaw, and Shaw, quick pull-up jumper, no good, rebounded by Harris. Gets it back to Piscatelli on the shot, but they're going to call travel as she makes it, but will not count as she traveled.
I mean, she took down the velvet ropes in the back, just trying to keep that one in. Great effort by Gia Piscatelli, and another one just a bit unfortunate as she received that pass, just took a couple of steps to try to reset her feet and picks up the turnover.
A little bit of confusion and miscommunication there as no one was down there to get the inbound for the Lions. And great defense by Huffman working against Reed. She nearly lost it there. That's batted away. Picked up by Piscatelli on the fast break. Layup up and good. Gia Piscatelli. Crowd is in the bench going crazy for the freshman.
Again, some great effort by Piscatelli just running the floor.
And a foul will be called. And I believe that's Katie Enderle who will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, just some end-to-end stuff here. Piscatelli stealing it on one end and just taking it coast to coast. And Shaw will pick up her first foul of the game.
As Harris will check out and Hope Hawkins checks into the game again for California. At the start of the game when we gave the shout-out to Jonathan Sakuchi, I also want to give another shout-out to my dad, who's also watching in from all the way back in Mechanicsburg, as that first shot is up and good.
Yeah, Enderle on the season, 57.7% free throw shooter.
Second shot by Enderle up off the back of the iron, no good. Picked up by Kamaya Williams. Gets it to Shaw. Shaw on the dribble drive, kicks it out to Hawkins. Drive the baseline, layups up and good.
Great ball movement that time, forcing the Lions to run into each other, and California looking to go up by 50 here if they're able to get a stop and score another basket.
Black look for Siegfried, able to get it away, and that pass taken away by Kamaya Williams. Has Shaw on the fast break, gets down low to Huffman. Huffman, layup up, no good off the glass. Rebounded by Black, who will try and reset for the Lions.
Huffman still the only Vulcan that has checked in the game that has yet to score a point. Just maybe look to get one here in the next possession as she's going to pick up her third foul.
That's her third foul of the game, the team's third of the quarter. As Woodruff will check in for Black. Woodruff to inbound. A little bit of miscommunication there as I believe Kashmir Ralph tried to get it. Able to be saved, but it will fall on the baseline as Huffman nearly hits our sports photographer, Nathan Kurtz, good friend of ours.
And again, these Vulcans are not reluctant to fly. They're just busting it down there, just trying to show off the effort, and that time nearly able to save it and keep it in bounds and almost ran it down the tunnel. That was some good effort that time by Huffman.
As Huffman comes in and Angel Henry comes into the game for California now. As Ralph, layup no good. Picked up by Shaw, who avoids the double team and is able to get it across the timeline now on the drive. Gets it to Henry. Henry over to Kamaya Williams, trying to direct some traffic. Gets to Piscatelli for 3. Nearly got it off the front of the side of the iron, no good. Rebounded by Woodruff now, who's on a break. Has it nearly swatted away. Rebound bobbled around, fought for, picked up by Hawkins. Able to get to Piscatelli, and they're going to whistle blown. I believe they're going to get a foul on Reed.
Yeah, that time just the ball in a bit of an awkward spot as Piscatelli was able to pull it in, just drew some contact right around half court. Reed will pick up her first, the team's first of the quarter.
As the inbound to Piscatelli. Gets it to Shaw. Shaw now on the dribble drive. Decides to pick up a dribble. Piscatelli dishes it to Henry. The long two-pointer. Gets 2 points, and the bench going absolutely crazy for their teammate as Henry gets herself on the board.
A great dish that time by Piscatelli, and the Vulcans now up by 51 here in this contest.
The foul will be called there. That's going to be Hawkins' second foul and the team's fourth, as Kashmir Ralph will go to the line for 2. First shot is up and good. Second shot by Kashmir Ralph is off the back of the iron, no good. Rebounded by Henry. Henry gets it to Shaw on the break, and a foul will be called as Ralph flies in there to break it up. Shaw hits the ground pretty hard, but able to get back up.
Yeah, that time Ralph just scrambling, trying to defend on the back end, and just fell down on top of Shaw. And Shaw, one of the key players here for California, hopefully. She's all right. She seems to be fine as she still remains in the game, but now that was about as hard of a hit as you could possibly take if you're Nina Shaw.
Yep. And then bound to Hope Hawkins, who tries to get it up there and is fouled on her way, and she'll head to the line for 2. And that'll be Kashmir Ralph's 4th foul of the game, team's 3rd of the quarter, and she will be subbed out as Jaden Tesh comes back in for the Penn State Beaver Lions.
Hope Hawkins shooting 37.5% from the line on the season, and able to improve that mark right there.
She hits her first. Second one is up off the back of the iron, no good. Rebounded by Tesh. Tesh gets it to Woodruff. Across the timeline, tries to kick it over to Reed for 3, no good. Rebounded by Angel Henry. Moving to Kamai Williams. Gets it to Henry to get up the timeline. Gets to Piscatelli, and she will be called for a travel.
Yeah, that's a couple of times now. Piscatelli is just a little bit antsy when she receives a pass. That time just grabs underneath in a great position, just can't quite get her feet set.
Woodruff gets it to Enderle. Back over to Woodruff. Angel Henry on defense. The foul will be called and the bucket will count. And she'll go to the line for 1.
And Woodruff's been the shining star here from Penn State Beaver, just able to get into the lane a couple of times, just trying to blow past these defenders. 9 points now for her, 6 rebounds as well, but I would say don't look at the field goal percentage in this one, as it has not been pretty, but she's able to convert a couple of times from the line, as now she has double digits here for the Lions.
Piscatelli brings it up the court, gets to Hawkins, who's in the corner in trouble. Able to get it over to Henry, who's going to attempt the 3-ball off the back of the iron, no good. Bobbled around, picked up by Shaw on the rebound. Tries to get it down low to Hawkins, and a kickball will be called.
And you can see the Vulcans are having some fun out there, but need to be careful of that time of miscommunication. 2 of their players ran into each other fighting for that offensive rebound.
Shaw inbounds to Kamai Williams. Gets it out to Henry, and a travel will be called. Woodruff now for the Lions. Working against Piscatelli. On the dribble drive. Picked up a dribble. Gets back to Enderle. Works around Hawkins but loses the basketball and is picked up by Shaw. Shaw now on the break. Gets down low to Henry on the dish. Layup is no good. And it's picked up by Siegfried.
Yeah, there's not a lot of justice in this world. Great pass that time by Shaw, and Henry just couldn't get enough on it.
Enderle for the last second shot, no good. And that's the end of the third quarter. The score 80-32 in favor of California. We have one more quarter to go right here on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Digital Network.
The Vulcan women's basketball team looks to continue its run of excellence into the 2024 season. Put on your red and black and cheer on Coach Jess Strom and her team towards another run to the postseason. Pack the convo for 14 home games for games against regional foes and the best the PSAC has to offer. Don't miss any information on the season by following Cal Vulcans on all social media accounts, and if you can't make it to the games, catch all the action on CUTV Sports 1 on YouTube and also the PSAC Digital Network.
1 in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
Fourth quarter of play begins just momentarily here in the Convocation Center. California up 80-32 over the Penn State Beaver Lions. It's been an interesting game, to say the least.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I don't really have that many words, but maybe we can talk about a couple of the standout stars here for California. Alicia Young, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals in 18 minutes for her. Sierra Bermudez, 15 points, all of them coming from behind the arc with 2 assists as well. And a couple members off the bench. Kamaya Williams, 6 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals in 19 minutes in this game for the Vulcans.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Sierra Bermudez, she gets that steal. And now the 3 ball, no good off the side of the iron. Quick 2 from the field or from the free throw line, and she gets it.
Yeah, Bermudez, one of the better shooters, and you have a shot that's pretty much a free throw. She's able to knock that down every time.
Woodruff now at the top of the key. Dribble drive layup off the glass and good.
And Woodruff has been great here in this matchup here for the Lions as the Vulcans find some space in transition, but another travel called.
As Morgan that time is called for the travel. Tried to get out of the way to get a 3 ball off, but took one too many steps before dribbling. Woodruff now up the court. On the dribble drive, going to take it herself again. High off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Morgan. Gets to Bermudez. Working against Woodruff. Able to get the ball away to Harris. Works underneath, and the layup's up and good.
Just a highlight reel play that time by Bermudez. Just able to slip through the defenders, and once again, just a great pass underneath and able to find the open man in Harris.
Woodruff now, nice Euro step, but a blocking foul will be called against Harris. That's Harris's 3rd foul, the team's first of the quarter. And Woodruff will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, something to keep an eye on here in this game. Alicia Young, her career high, 22 points. She got that earlier on this season against Millersville back on November 22nd. And 18 points in this game, 8:40 left to play. We can maybe see her get a couple baskets down the stretch here to try to get a new career high.
And she's only 4 points away from tying that career high, as the second shot by Woodruff is up and good. Inbound to Bermudez, trying to work against some double team, needs some help. High, long pass to Morgan, and the layup is up and good.
Just an excellent pass that time. The Lions just trying to set a bit of pressure Bermudez's way, just trying to force the Vulcans into some turnovers, and just as a touchdown level pass that time from Bermudez, and she has a chance to do it again here, and she does.
Gets it to Baylog now on the break. Foul will be called as both players involved just tumble to the ground. There's Woodruff and Baylog there.
You can say a lot of stuff about the performance from Penn State Beaver today, but the effort can't be questioned. That time Woodruff does a great job of getting back on defense, denying the fast break opportunity, and almost nearly was able to just poke that one out and just caught a piece of Baylog on the way in.
As the first shot by Baylog's up and good.
But Woodruff in this one, 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 steals in 20 minutes.
Second shot is up and good. Woodruff now up the court at the far side. Gets to Reeg, over to Enderle. Enderle now on the dribble drive, trying to get something going. Gets to Reeg on the cut, and the layup's up and good. A timeout will be called by Penn State Beaver. As you were saying, game in a game with turnovers. Penn State Beaver at 31 turnovers and just over 3 minutes into the third quarter. So 31 turnovers in 33 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be a close one down the stretch. I mean, California has played some great team defense as a whole, in this match, so something that could potentially happen.
And during this timeout, we'd like to announce, for those listening who may be on Cal campus and a student want to come join, we're always looking for new members. You could be the missing piece of our puzzle here. Everyone is welcome, all majors, and everyone is super friendly, super awesome to work with here, and it's just overall great atmosphere. And for more, if you want to follow more with Cal Athletics, check out calvulcans.com. Follow all the latest athletics, updates, scores, stats, and everything on calvulcans.com.
Yeah, if you didn't make it abundantly clear, please come join us. We had a couple of recent graduations, and once again, we're all starting to get busy, so we need as many people as we possibly can. So it's a great time, great experience, and it's a lot of fun. So we get to travel around the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, which is not something a lot of schools get to do, so it's a great opportunity if you want to be involved, not only in live television broadcasting, but also just broadcasting in general, whether it's we have studio shoots, we do podcasts, you name it, we can do it, and we'd like you to come join us right here at CUTV.
Yeah, any idea is a good idea, and our advisor, Gary Smith, is open to everything and anything. He's inbound to Bermudez, able to get up the court. On the dribble take, passes off to Harris, and they're going to get another travel on Young there that time.
We've seen the Vulcans do it a couple of times. They just, again, get a little bit too quick, but unable to lay down the dribble that time as Young, as she was just trying to drive into the lane, just got a little bit too excited.
Woodruff gets it to Siegfried. Well guarded by Harris. All up in the face, able to just rip that ball away on the fast break. 2-on-1, gets it to Bermudez, and the layup's up and good.
Excellent defense by Harris, and that's something that is her speciality, just ripping it away from Siegfried, and the Vulcans able to convert, and a block underneath the basket by Baylog, but Woodruff able to finish.
Baylog up the court, gets to Harris, to Morgan for three, and again just took the one too many steps and will be called for a travel.
Yeah, it's a shame as Morgan able to knock down the shot perfect from the field in this game. 4 for 4, 10 points, and just unfortunate as we've seen it time after time, a couple of possessions here in this fourth quarter. Just the Vulcans just not being fundamental with the basketball and just some sloppy turnovers.
As almost the entire starting lineup comes out and the backups will come in. The only one who didn't come out was Maya Morgan. Tesh driving the baseline, has that blocked away, rebounded by Huffman. Gets it to Henry. Henry now just trying to set things up. Sardone over to Morgan for three this time. Drains it.
And Maya Morgan perfect from the field. 5 for 5, 3 for 3 from behind the arc. 13 points now in this contest for Maya Morgan.
Been perfect so far. The only thing that's been going is the traveling, but as that pass sails high and out of bounds, intended for Siegfried. As Reed will come out of the game and Black will check in.
And another thing to keep an eye on, Huffman, the only member of the Vulcans without a basket here in the entire game. There's every single member of California has played in this one, and she's the first one without she's the only one without a point in this contest.
As she tried to drive baseline there, but hasn't knocked away. Woodruff on the break, blocked away by Angel Henry. Great defense there by Angel Henry. Now on the break, gets to Hawkins, down low on a laser pass to Morgan. Wow, what a pass.
Yeah, that one was just on a frozen rope. Angel Henry I think she was pumping 90 there with that one. Just a crisp, hard pass underneath, and a great finish once again by Maya Morgan. 15 points now for her.
And that pass taken away by Angel Henry now on the break, all alone. Layup up and good.
Just swiping it away that time. Henry, great defense, and leads to an easy basket. The Vulcans on the precipice of 100 here in this one.
You got to wonder if they're going to try and get at least Olivia Huffman some points in this contest. That way every single person on the team will have had at least some points. That pass saved by Hawkins, given to Henry. the bench screaming. It's to Morgan. Down low to Huffman. Kicks it back out. Has it taken away and picked up by the Lions again. Woodruff now has that blocked away by Hope Hawkins. Great defense by this Cal Vulcans team. Down low to Sardone, wide open underneath, layup up and good.
Yeah, well, it's another case of some excellent defense leading to efficient offense. That time Hawkins with the rejection, and the Vulcans running the floor very well, 5-on-4, and just had a man wide open underneath, and Sardone with an easy basket.
Black now on the dribble take. Layup just off the side of the rim, no good. Picked up by Sardone, gets it down low to Morgan. Able to dribble that time and not get the travel. Henry gets it to Sardone. Sardone, quick step in, shot up no good, rebounded by Hawkins. And a foul will be called on Hawkins, will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, the Vulcan bench, I think, is the most animated I think I've ever seen them. They are having a blast underneath the on that far side of the court. And
I mean, I think your team would be too if you were up by 59 in the moment. This will be the media timeout. Again, as you can see on the screen, it is the Coach Strom Show. As you can see the Vulcan bench there. Coach Strom Show every week on CUTV and CUTV Sports 1 on YouTube. Coach Strom, again, in her 14th season here in California, well versed in with this team.
And Coach Strom, the leader of that 2015 National Championship team here for California, celebrating its 10-year anniversary this year. Is just what a phenomenal team that was, and one of the only national championship winners here. The Vulcans, the Vulcans women's team, the 2-time national champions, 2004 and 2015. So a 10-year anniversary this year of that 2015 national championship winning team led by Coach Strom.
Yeah, that 2015 national team was a force to be reckoned with on the court. Strom had plenty of great seasons. Last year they were doing insanely well. Went into the playoffs. Fortunately, could not go all the way. Lost some key players in the off-season, but still making a season out of it. Currently sitting at just above 500 at 9-8 and looking to go 10-8.
Yeah, California team led by Coach Jessica Strom will always be a force to be reckoned with, always in contention, and will always be one that you can never quite count out. And she's led just a great team overall. And Hawkins breaks the 100-point barrier for California, 100-38.
It's actually 100-40, but the scoreboard here in the Convocation Center is a little bit behind on that. As a great defense by Huffman, but will get called on the foul. That'll be her 4th foul of the game. So Huffman definitely has to watch herself as she's in a little bit of foul trouble here. Probably just trying to be eager to get some points on the board. Woodruff, great defense by Huffman, able to try and save it, but able to knock it out.
Yeah, some great hustle that time. Like you said, got a piece of it and was nearly able to keep it in bounds.
Woodruff in the corner to inbound. Gets it to Black. Down to Ralph, who has that blocked away, but gets a piece of it. I believe that's going to be on Hope Hawkins. That's her 3rd foul and the team's 3rd of the final quarter.
Yeah, and something to mention here, the Vulcans 6 blocks in this game. Just force underneath. 2 blocks for Huffman, 1 for Williams, 1 for Henry, 1 for Hawkins, and 1 for Harris. Just really spreading that love and able to deny a couple of opportunities underneath the basket.
Was that first shot by Ralph is no good off the back of the iron. Second shot is up and same. Rebounded by Black. Trying to get it down low to Ralph. Sardone nearly had it. Rig for 3, no good. Fighting for it there, and it'll go out of bounds.
Yeah, and the game within the game starting to slow down. Penn State Beaver sitting at 35 turnovers with just over 3 minutes left to play. California's defense would need to take some significant strides to force a couple more turnovers during the last couple of minutes.
Angel Henry able to get Piscatelli. Now back to Henry. Down low to Huffman. No good. Fighting for it is Sardone. Put it back up, and the foul will be called. And Sardone, I believe, will go to the line.
And it's very hard playing in a game like this where you have just a dominant commanding lead where it's never even a question if you're going to lose. But this Vulcan team has showed some tremendous hustle, and I believe Ralph is going to pick up her 5th foul in this one. 1 point, 2 rebounds, and 5 fouls in 11 minutes for Kashmir Ralph.
Sardone's first foul shot rattles around, no good. There's a sub looking to come in for California. That's Maya Morgan over on the sideline. The second shot is up and good by Sardone. She will come in, and Huffman will have a seat. That is the end of Huffman's game. Unfortunately, wasn't able to find any points, but still great defense nonetheless for Huffman. Woodruff working against Morgan, trying to find something. Has that batted away. Just the defense from California just continuing to be relentless. Woodruff to inbound, gets to Enderle. Jump ball will be called as Piscatelli tries to fight for it. Or will be in favor of California. Henry gets it to Piscatelli. Gets it up the court. Gives to Morgan. Morgan over to Hawkins, and Hawkins will be called for a travel. Woodruff to Enderle. Enderle trying to find somebody. Gets it to Reed. Down low to Black. Black loses it for a second, and a foul will be called on Morgan as she gets the bucket.
That's number 32, Maya Morgan, her second, team's 4th. Bucket is good. Henry Black at the line, 1 shot.
As that shot's up and good, a 3-point play. Piscatelli gets it to Morgan, over to Henry now. Gets it to Woodruff, who just takes that pass out from sailing out of bounds. Woodruff on the break now. Contested layup, able to get it to fall. Piscatelli forcing it up the court for California. On the break, tried to get it to Hawkins, but another turnover forced. And Enderle now on the break. Loses it there. And it will be Vulcan basketball.
So I was spending the last couple of minutes trying to figure out the last time the California Vulcans scored 100 points in a basketball game. As they eclipse that mark here. The last time the Vulcans scored 100 points in the game was January 6th, 2000. Was that 2017 was the last time the Vulcans scored over 100 points. They scored 107 in a matchup against Westchester. So the Vulcans, the most points in a basketball game in 8 years here in this matchup.
As Prevo's first shot is up and good. That foul was against Hope Hawkins. That was her 4th and the team's 5th. So now regardless, they'll be shooting foul shots for the final minute 48. Second shot by Prevost is up and good. Morgan to inbound. Gets it to Sardone. Then back to Morgan now. Gets it past the timeline. Has to try and find some help. Henry for 3. No good. Rebounded by Morgan. No good again. Rebounded by Henry, the putback. No good again, but rebounded by Henry again. Dished out to Morgan. To Piscatelli for 3. No good. Another offensive rebound, and that time by Henry, able to get it going.
Just relentless on the offensive glass in this matchup. 27 offensive rebounds in this match for California.
Rig for three. Got it. Piscatelli now on the break, gets to Hawkins. Hawkins, shots up, good, count it. She'll go to the line for a potential three-point play.
Great dish that time by Piscatelli, and Hawkins able to just draw the contact underneath, finishing at the rim.
Hope Hawkins at the line now for one. The score 105-50. It says 48 here in the convo, but I think a bucket was missed as Hawkins makes that shot. 106 points now in the final minute of regulation. Woodruff gets that blocked, and it'll stay Lion basketball. That tipped away by Henry and picked up. Gets to Morgan. 4-3. No good. Picked up by Piscatelli. Gets it back out to Sardone. Henry now gets to Morgan. Over to Sardone. Long two. Got it. It's good. And with that, Mason Sardone puts the Vulcans over their previous highest point game in a while. Long pass to Rieg. Able to get it. Drives baseline. Picks it up to dribble. Shoots up anyway. No good. Rebounded by Enderle. No good again by Black. And that time it falls. The final 7 seconds. Inbound to Sardone. And a travel will be called at the final 6 seconds left on the clock.
The game within the game will fall just short. Penn State Beaver is sitting at 38 turnovers, and unless they turn the ball over twice here in the last 2 seconds, that is it.
And that will be the final score. California wins 108-52, the final score. What a wild game here. That'll do it for this game here. Hunter Garman joined with me, John Sape. Thank you all. Have a great night. You're listening to Vulcan Women's Basketball here on CTV, CTV Sports 1, and the PSAC Digital Network.